Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. It's SJ Poor with the beard just out there. It's out there. It's way out there. So, today is not Wednesday, but this will be uploaded on a Wednesday. Yeah, see how most folks refer to that as magic. I refer to it as a camera. How's that? Nah. Anywho's, as you all saw from my Homebrew Wednesday video this past week, I said that I was going to brew the Kentucky Common as my first beer of 2026. And that's what I'm getting ready to do right now. So, so what we got going on here is I'm not brewing on the big system. So, just calm down. I'm not brewing, but I am heating my water up on the big system because, well, it's easy. And I'm not using as much propane that way and blah, 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 blah. But what I will be doing is getting that there cube down and getting it prepared for the brew day. So right now I have water heating up in my in my boil kettle, and I'm using the gauge in the front. I'm already up to 140 some degrees. I'll be getting this up to about, memory serves me, probably about 168 degrees before I put it into the cube to heat the cube up to then put the grains in. So we're mashing at that magical number of 152 degrees F. And for those of you that don't know what F means, it's Fahrenheit. It's what we do here in the United States of America. Some use Celsius, some use, it's funny because they're both on the thing, they're on the thing, the thing, that thermometer thing, they're both on there. I digress. I'm excited. It's my first brew day of 2026. What do you expect? All right. So, what I'm doing right now is transferring the strike water out of the mash tun out of the boil kettle into the mash tun. And I'm using my pumps. Here, check. All right. So I need to take this a little under 6 gallon. We'll say right about there. Shut you off. And that should be just about enough for strike. Let's let that mash tun warm up, should we? Shall we? Right now they're about 162 degrees. We'll lose some temperature here as I add these grains in. And that should get her down to about where we want it. Oh, there's wonderful greens. There we go. Let's get her doughed in. See where we're at. No dough balls. It's a little bit of a thin mash, but that's okay. That's okay. Break all these guys up. That went a little heavy on the water. It's funny because I'm so used to that system, doing an underlay, to where I never see dough balls ever anymore. It's funny to see. It's funny to go back, old school, and actually see some dough balls build in there. I like to just smash them up against the side of the mash tun. pretty good. There's one right there that he broke up. It's important to make sure all of your liquid, all of your grains are wet. You don't want to have any dry grains in here. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, we got everything set up. We're mashing in. One of the things that I do with these is, because one of the issues you have with using coolers, and I've said this before, is these are meant to keep things cold. What does cold air do? It falls. So they don't really have to worry too much about insulation in the lids of coolers. So that's why I pack like the old sweatshirt, the old Marlboro, if you know, you know, fleece, and then there's another fleece underneath there, and that's set up to keep the temperature in there. And this thing usually does pretty good. Right now we're a little bit colder than what I'd like it to be, but we're gonna roll with it because we're making beer, a Kentucky Common. So we're gonna just let it roll, baby, roll. So you can't really see. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding, right? Looks like it's starting to clear up pretty good. Looks good. Okay, so it's update time. That right there was, yeah, it was no fun. It was no fun at all. I'll tell you what happened. If you look back there, you see the cube. It's cleaned out. It's upside down. If you look right there on the fence, drying, it's a paint strainer bag. It's one of those big 5-gallon bucket paint strainer. It's not a Brew bag, and you can get me another one of those. They come in handy for when this happens. It got stuck. As I was gathering my wort, it got stuck. And yeah, I just got done cleaning up from that mess. So my first brew day of 2026 is turning into a disaster. And let me get my water, because I am just about out of oil. And I do not want to add to that with a boil over. That would suck. Well, I got everything. You know what? Maybe I'll take this as a good sign. And every brew day going forward from this one is going to go perfect. But somehow I don't think that's going to be the case. Making homebrew great again. 1 ounce of cluster. In she goes. I got the boil under control. Here, I'll show you. "2026 Kentucky Common is not so common. Kentucky not so common." Here's what happened. So right here is the manifold, and it's in pieces right now. It's a PVC, and I've been thinking about building a new one. I need to rebuild. So what I need to do is reconfigure the mash tun for the cube mash tun. And what I mean by that is I need to reconfigure it in a way that I can use it for these types of batches. You know, these small batches where I want to do a burner, to where I can actually hook the HLT up to it, and do a circulation and all that jazz. So this is bits and pieces, and if you go back through my videos, you'll see where I made this out of PVC. And now, of course, they're saying that you can leach all kinds of stuff off of PVC. It's like, great. You know? It's always something, you know. So there you get to see it work in real time. I literally just turned it on, and you're watching that. That is the jaded Hydra. There's not another chiller out there that can compete with that. Look at that. In 25 seconds, we've dropped, what, almost 50 degrees? Well, it is over 50 degrees. So right there is 50 degrees in 30 seconds. It just takes no time. And you can already see, I'm not even stirring it. Phew, there we go. Well, I'm about froze. It got cold. Video went off because my timer went off, and I think I was talking about the manifold on that mash tun that's put away right there now. So I may or may not have made beer. Who knows? But I don't know if you can see. No, you can't. It's in fermenter. It's sitting at about 62 degrees because it chilled really fast. And I've got everything cleaned up. That finger's numb. That one right there. That one gets numb on me. So I'm way off on my numbers. Estimated ABV on this was 5.4. Actually, on Beersmith, I added everything into Beersmith. It was 5.2, or 5.4. Estimated original gravity was 1052, which is exactly what I have. My actual is 1060. So, yeah, I'm off on my numbers. I'm not really worried about it. I mean, if this thing finishes out down at 1010 or 1008, like typically 05 does, I'm still going to have that 5.5% beer. If I'm less than 5%, actually, I'm hoping that I'm right around, I'm hoping I'm under 5%. I'd like this to be like a 4 point something, 4.7. I'd be happy with that. So we'll see what happens. I do need to plan another brew day to redeem this one, because this was damn near failure from jump. Jeez, holy cow! I had a lot go wrong. A lot go wrong in this one, but it is what it is. We made beer today. Well, we made wort. In a day or two, it'll be beer. And then, the rest of the work continues. So, so this is first beer of 2026. A Kentucky common / not so common. I got some canning to do. Got some beer mails to send out. And got to get caught up on that stuff. So I think we're going to call it. Well, here we are. It is Wednesday. I've got a snoot full. But it's not from that brew day. It's just from being around a whole bunch of sick people. So there it is. There's the beer. And there's no positive activity on that bubbler. So I don't know if I've got a little bit of a leak on that bubbler or what the dealio is, but I'm running a heat tape, plus I have the glycol chiller going. So this thing is sitting at 69 degrees. There's no reason for it not to be bubbling, unless it already fermented out, which is entirely possible as well. So Inkbird heat tape is showing us at 69.2, and the glycol chiller is 69, and that's actually working out quite well. I don't do that very often, but I did now because temperatures are really up and down here in Kentucky. So, and I'm sipping on my my little coffee stout. Yes, I have a cold. So there you have it, folks. That is the not so Kentucky common, the Kentucky not so common brew day, Homebrew Wednesday video with a sick SJ here, actually on Wednesday. Enjoy the fruit of your labor, folks. Brew beer, brew wonderful beer. And hey, let's make homebrew great again. Cheers.